a nigga started to move outside and become bigger than Louisiana politics. I don't have to play by these old niggas guard no more. All you niggas do is get shot. All you niggas do is die. All you niggas do is go to jail. All you niggas is Louisiana, nigga. I'm bigger than all of this shit here. Fuck this shit. I can go live in Utah and I'ma still have my motherfucking fans to live good. I ain't got to come back to this bitch if we really being serious about what's real.
In a world of glitz and glam, flashing lights and screaming fans, most people are unaware of the war that rages behind the scenes. And that war includes your favorite artist and your favorite songs. This is The Dark Side of Songwriting. Hosted by Nayim Edwards.
Welcome to The Dark Side of Songwriting. My name is Nayim Edwards. I am your host, and today we're going to talk about why YoungBoy will never respect Boosie again, especially after taking it to the music. And we know YoungBoy has been known as of the last few years to get really vocal in his lyrics about the stuff he goes through, really vocal about beef, it's always been about beef, but lately it's been like anything that fucking happens, a nigga is taking it straight to the studio, putting it on the track. One of the first reasons I believe that he's never going to respect Boosie again, and we know he's not going to respect him again, is because I don't want to say it's a direct violation of the Louisiana culture per se, but this motherfucker has decided to take it to songs. Point blank, period. If you know anything about Louisiana, it's one of those places just like California, just like New York. They have their own culture where they have their own their guidelines, their own bylaws, their own situations where it is only, I don't want to say it's like only for them, but they usually keep their shit in house. Like Louisiana rules don't fly out here. Louisiana rules don't fly in Washington State. You know what I'm saying? They usually keep their shit to themselves for the most part until somehow, some way, shit starts spilling out into the atmosphere. Taking your problems out of Louisiana to a broader audience, especially in this climate where Boosie is perceived to be the bad guy every time he opens his mouth about something that people don't necessarily like or people don't necessarily agree with. You know what you was doing. Like, let's be fucking serious. YoungBoy is not stupid by anybody's stretch of the imagination. He know exactly what you was doing by getting on a song. And you didn't just address Boosie. You addressed a whole bunch of other motherfuckers. You addressed another person from where you from, Fredo Bang. And the thing is, once you take it, being the person in Louisiana that is, you're not a legend in the regards as to like Baby and Wayne and Slim and them and BG and Soulja Slim. However, you are attached to those people because of your relationship with Baby. So therefore you are the only artist really, like, not that Baby and them don't get behind other people and they don't encourage other people, they don't want other people to win. It's they have already, by law, by proxy, you are on the Cash Money side. You have that relationship with them. So you have the backing of the most legendary, I forgot to say Master P, but the most legendary people from where you from. Therefore, you are the most powerful of today as far as being in Louisiana. Everybody else, and I'm saying most powerful, and we're talking about perception in music. No, I've said this a couple times for a couple other places, because if you didn't know, I've been everywhere. Like, I've been to every single state in the United States. I've been to all over Canada. I've been a lot of different places because I needed to study, and not just, oh, I'm just going because I want to, but going because I study where my people is at. I study what's going on. That's how you're able to write when you go to these places and you go and you live and you experience and you go. And the fact that on the ground, you might be the person that you might be actually be the weakest, because if you know they got TBG and then BBG, what is it, Top Boy Gorillas and Bottom Boy Gorillas going on down there, because it ended up, that's a whole other story for another time, but they ended up split. There was once one and then they ended up splitting, but that's just Louisiana business. But The fact that you might actually be the weaker person on the ground, but when you step out of being on the ground and you step into the arena of, I'm the king of this music shit, I'm the king of Louisiana, as far as the new young niggas go, you're gonna have, whatever you got going on is gonna be louder. Whatever you got going on, people are gonna pay more attention to it because you have the eyes, you have the money, you have the ears. People are more susceptible to listen, even if you are not the strongest one. And that's why it's important about who's number one, where you from, who's the best. You don't have to have the best product to be number one. You don't have to be the best. It helps to have good product. It helps to be the best, but you don't necessarily have to be. And this is why one of the reasons that Boosie is not going to get no respect from YoungBoy is because YoungBoy's king right now. Boosie was king once upon a time. But when it comes to doing something, like, Boosie might be good for media and he might get clicks and views and all of that stuff, but he's not king when it comes to having the youth. People love Boosie. Like, I love Boosie too, but he don't have the youth. He don't have the global audience. He don't have that influence how he used to have. It's not there. You are respected as a legend, but he don't respect you, which is leading into this next point that I'm making, is because it's kind of like what happened with the civil rights movement, not to just jump to a whole different type of situation, but it's kind of like what happened with the civil rights movement. A few people ended up benefiting from that, but our overall state ended up getting worse with trying to come together and trying to do all this shit and trying to do that. So you end up having resentment and being mad for what you didn't learn. Like being me right now, I can have resentment. I can be mad about the condition that everybody is in and the condition of the world, because everybody before me was only focused on getting high. Everybody before me was only focused on fucking white bitches. Everybody before me was only focused on getting a Cadillac and some fucking disco boots and Jerry curl shit. You wasn't focused on my future. You didn't give a fuck how I was gonna make it. You didn't give a fuck how I was gonna survive. I don't owe you a goddamn thing. Just because when you was my age, you didn't do what you had to do to make sure that by the time I came along, I would be okay. I had to get out here and do this shit myself and get it out the mud myself. I don't owe you a motherfucking thing, because when you had your time to care about me, you didn't give a fuck about me. That's another reason this is how younger people feel about these older generations, whether it be in the neighborhood, whether it be in music, whether it be in anything. Nigga, when you had your time to care about me before I even got here, you didn't. Now I got to get out here and learn for myself. I got to get out here and do shit for myself. I got to get out here and make this way for myself, where even if you didn't even try to give me no words of encouragement or no motherfucking advice to try to get me to a better situation, or try to teach me how to get this, or try to tell me some shit to whatever. That's another reason why it's not going to be no respect going forward. Point blank period. Because of the generational divide, and when motherfuckers had a chance to do something. And this could be anything. I'm not saying specifically what, because you can put anything there and it will be an exact fit, an exact match. Because that's just how it is. You can replace the names and it would still be why motherfuckers don't respect it. And then the last part would be shit from wherever is happening, where they going on. But it plays into that generational divide, and that separation of a nigga started to move outside and become bigger than Louisiana politics. I don't have to play by these old niggas guard no more. All you niggas do is get shot. All you niggas do is die. All you niggas do is go to jail. All you niggas is Louisiana, nigga. I'm bigger than all of this shit here. Fuck this shit. I can go live in Utah and I'ma still have my motherfucking fans to live good. I ain't got to come back to this bitch. If we really being serious about what's real, I don't have to come back. I don't have to do shit. That shit is for the image. And the fact that a young nigga is evolving in a way where, I'm gonna be real, I'm actually happy. It's really beautiful to see a nigga stay alive long enough to evolve into something bigger than the mindset he was in as a kid, because YoungBoy came in as a child. Now he got all these children. he getting older. He realizing like, look, I just want to get paid. Like, I'm not interested in this shit. And that's a whole nother situation that we'll talk about in a few, about his evolution. But I personally am enjoying it, and I believe that it's beautiful. And the nigga is just evolving past petty street beef and petty all of that shit. People like this nigga's over there hanging out with people who have had it good their whole life, and motherfuckers who have, he's been exposed to shit that Boosie probably will never be exposed to, just because of the direction that his label is pushing him in. We already know he getting hold and contractually and shit, but exposure is exposure when it comes to your mind, because you either gonna, YoungBoy knows to keep his fans, he's gonna have to grow up with them. He can still do that, whatever, but he can come out and say, yeah, it's music. He can come out and say, yeah, it's whatever, but he's evolving, and he's evolving past little nigga shit. Point blank, period. And Boosie really sometimes be on some little nigga shit. Niggas can talk about Lil Nas X song and painting the fingernails and doing all of this shit and doing all of that, but YoungBoy fans don't care. And we have to also remember, YoungBoy is a part of that generation of people that don't care about anything, as far as they think your personal choices are your personal choices, and as long as you're not bothering me, I don't give a fuck. Remember that YoungBoy checked academics about McConan, because YoungBoy said, I grew up on McConan. That's how young this nigga is. Niggas completely forget about how young this nigga is, and they don't know anything about these children, because they're so stuck in their ways and they so old and they thinking that you forgot there's a whole new generation that don't care about a nigga gender, that don't care about who a nigga sleep with, who they don't care about that. If the music sound good, I'm rocking with it. I don't have to fucking like this nigga. I just like the song. Don't even know the nigga name a lot of the times. You know what I'm saying? So this is why this nigga, it's just two different mindsets, two different generations. And it's really, the reason that it's on the dark side is because evolution is good, and sometimes it can be destructive. It can destroy your relationship with Boosie if that's something you gave a fuck about, or it can destroy, I don't want to talk about a nigga, talk about he gonna kill him and all the, whatever the fuck he said in the song. The lyrics is the lyrics, you know what I'm saying? Like, but without the mindset, the lyrics wouldn't have been that. Without the mindset, you wouldn't have had to say what you had to say in the song. And whether we believe stop the violence, or we believe that it's a joke or whatever, that's how it happened. The mindset is how we get to even getting on a song and expressing yourself about whatever the fuck is going on wherever the fuck you from. So, this is the dark side of songwriting. My name is Nayim. I will holla at you.